there are two different cases that made the standards for admissibility of expert witnesses. There is the Daubert versus Merrel Pharmaceuticals and Frye versus United States. Both of these cases led to the standards of what is admissible as far as the expert witness goes. The Daubert standard is followed by all federal courts, as it overturned the Frye standard that had been in place for many years. The reason for that being is that the Daubert standard follows more of a checklist perspective. It's not just focused on the general acceptance. You have to pass many things. They rely on cross-examination of the witness. They also, with that said, they focus on the methodology rather than the conclusionary opinion of all of what the expert witness says. So they really do have to go through a checklist to make sure that this expert is admissible. Like the Daubert ruling, the Frye standard does not focus on a checklist and cross-examination. It only, it is admissible if the expert witness passes the general acceptance by the scientific community. That is the only big thing that it follows. It doesn't, that's like the only level that is needed for it to be admissible. So as I've already defined, you can obviously tell that there's a pretty big difference between the two. With the Daubert standard, you have to go through more checklists, more cross-examinations. It's not just, oh, okay, that seems right, kind of a standard. It's, okay, can we prove that that is right? Whereas the Frye standard is, okay, that seems right, that is scientifically true, and so it's generally accepted. Between these two, I understand why the federal court would do the Daubert rule, because it's a federal court and not just a state court, because obviously you see more serious cases in the federal court as they violate a lot more laws and the constitutional rights. And so I do think that it's a good thing that states can pick between the two, because it gives them more of that option for themselves and for their community's sake. But either way, I think both of these rules are very good standards, but I would have to say that it makes more practical sense if you went with the Daubert ruling, because then you could you're actually following steps rather than just the general acceptance. But the Frye standard is still very commonly used, and it did good for many, many years.